Have you ever made a powerful decision to change your life? You commit. You decide you're going to start that business, heal that relationship, or finally step into a new version of yourself. There's a moment of pure clarity, of excitement. But then something strange happens. The next morning, or maybe a few days later, a wave of discomfort washes over you. A feeling of heaviness, a subtle sense of dread, almost as if you've made a terrible mistake. It feels like every cell in your body is screaming, "Go back, this is wrong." The universe, which was supposed to be supporting you, suddenly feels like it's pushing back with all its might. If you've ever felt that, you are on the verge of a profound breakthrough. What if I told you that this very feeling of wrongness, this internal resistance, is not a sign that you're on the wrong path, but the clearest possible signal that you are finally on the right one? What if that discomfort is the toll you pay to cross the bridge from your old reality to a new one? This is the great, misunderstood secret of quantum manifestation, and it's been hidden in plain sight all along. The truth is, your body has become chemically addicted to your past. As neuroscience researcher Dr. Joe Dispenza has shown through his work, we become accustomed to the daily cocktail of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your body literally doesn't know how to live without them. So when you decide to feel joy, abundance, or freedom, states that are unfamiliar to your cellular memory, the body goes into withdrawal. That discomfort is your body's chemical cry for the familiar misery it knows so well. This isn't just psychology, it's physics. The pioneers of quantum mechanics like Niels Bohr described how particles move from one energy level to another. It wasn't a smooth slide, it was a quantum leap. And in between those two states, there is an unstable, invisible, and unpredictable gap, a void. That void is where you are when you feel that discomfort. You have left the shore of the familiar, but you haven't yet reached the shore of the new. The great spiritual mystics understood this perfectly. Neville Goddard taught that the secret to creation was to feel the reality of the wish fulfilled, to persist in that new feeling before any external evidence appeared. He knew that this persistence was the act of navigating that void. Let's reframe this. That unease is not a stop sign. It is the undeniable evidence that you are crossing a threshold. You have begun the great work. In the rest of this journey together, I'm going to show you exactly how to navigate this beautiful chaos, how to find your footing in the void, and how to complete your own quantum leap. For so long, the conversation around manifestation has been centered on the mind, on thinking positive thoughts, on affirmations, on visualization. And while these are important, they are only half of the equation. Today, we shift our focus from the mind to the true engine of creation, the body, and more specifically, the nervous system. Here is the core truth that changes everything. Your nervous system is the true broadcast tower that sends your signal into the quantum field. Think of it this way. Your mind is the composer of a grand symphony. It writes a beautiful piece of music, a score filled with notes of abundance, health, and love. But your nervous system is the orchestra. If the orchestra is stressed, out of tune, and chaotic, if the violins are screeching and the percussion is offbeat, it doesn't matter how beautiful the sheet music is. The sound that is actually broadcast into the concert hall will be noise. A regulated, coherent nervous system, however, is a perfectly tuned orchestra. It takes the intention from the mind and broadcasts it as a clear, powerful, harmonious signal that resonates across the entire quantum field. Scientists now have a word for this state of perfect inner alignment: coherence. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research shows measurable changes in heart rate variability, HRV, and brainwave patterns when a person enters this state. When your heart and brain are in sync, the electromagnetic field you produce is thousands of times more powerful than the brain's alone. It's the difference between a scattered light bulb, which casts weak light in all directions, and a focused laser, which can carry information with immense power and precision. But this isn't a new discovery. It's ancient wisdom being validated by modern science. The practice of pranayama in yoga, which uses the breath to regulate the body's energy, is a direct path to coherence. The Christian mystics who practiced contemplative prayer, focusing their awareness in the heart, were generating coherence. The Taoist masters who spoke of finding the stillness within the storm were teaching the art of nervous system regulation. This knowledge has always been here. And this brings us to a central paradox that we must solve. Your desired new reality exists only in the realm of the unknown. But your body, this incredible biological machine, is programmed for one thing above all else: survival. And survival means staying in the known, the familiar, the predictable, which is the past. Your body is biologically programmed to resist the very unknown where your future lies. So how do we teach the body to feel safe in the unknown? How do we retune the orchestra? That is the practical key we are about to unlock. What is this enemy that keeps the orchestra of our nervous system so out of tune? It's not an external force, it's internal. It is the body's deep biological addiction to the chemicals of stress. Every time you have a worried thought, every time you relive a painful memory, your brain releases a flood of cortisol and adrenaline. This puts you into a state of survival, fight or flight. In this state, your body's resources are directed toward one thing: surviving a perceived threat. There's no energy left for creation, for healing, for growth. It's like trying to build a new house in the middle of a hurricane. The chaos of survival chemistry makes creation impossible. The single most important work you can do to change your reality is to break this addiction and consciously rewire your nervous system. This is how you shift from being a victim of your internal chemistry to being the master of your energetic state. This isn't just a concept, it's a practice. And here is a simple yet profoundly powerful 3-step guide to begin rewiring your nervous system right now. We start with the breath. The breath is your direct line to your autonomic nervous system. I want you to place a hand over your heart and begin to breathe in for a count of 5 and out for a count of 5. A slow, rhythmic breath like this activates the vagus nerve, which is the superhighway of your body's relaxation response. It acts as a brake on the fight-or-flight system. Just a few minutes of this heart-focused breathing can take your body out of survival mode and into a creative state. While you continue to breathe, you must introduce an elevated emotion. Emotions like gratitude, joy, or love are not just passive feelings. They are powerful electromagnetic frequencies. They are the carrier waves that take your intention and transmit it with power. So, as you breathe, I want you to actively summon the feeling of gratitude. Don't just think about what you're grateful for, feel it in your body. Feel the warmth of gratitude for your breath, for this moment, for something beautiful in your life. This emotion is what tunes the signal you are broadcasting from chaotic noise to coherent music. Embodiment. This is the final and most crucial step. You must teach your body what your new future feels like now, before it happens. With your breath slow and your heart full of gratitude, ask yourself, what would the person I want to be feel like right now? Would they feel free, abundant, loved? Don't just think about it. Embody that feeling. Let the sensation of freedom or wholeness wash over you. This isn't about pretending, it's about conditioning. You are giving your body a taste of the future, allowing it to memorize a new emotional state. The key to this is not doing it for 3 hours once a month. The key is consistency. 5 minutes of this practice every single day is far more powerful than one heroic effort. It's the daily micro-practices that create new neural pathways and recondition the body. This is achievable. This is how you reclaim your power. To anchor this practice, I invite you to make a commitment. Go to the comments below and declare, "I am rewiring my nervous system for coherence and creation." This isn't just typing words. It's an act of commitment on every level, mind, body, and energy. It's you telling the universe and yourself that you are ready to become the conductor of your own energy. Now we arrive at the most challenging part of the path, the place where almost everyone gives up. You've done the practice. You've been breathing into your heart. You've been feeling gratitude. You've been embodying your future. But you open your eyes and look at your outer world, and it seems like nothing has changed. The bank account is the same. The relationship is the same. The challenge is still there. This is the great test of faith, and it is where true masters are made. I quote, "I'm going to share with you a thesis that may change how you view this entire process. The absence of external evidence is often the clearest evidence that the most profound internal changes have begun. That lag time you're experiencing isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of gestation. Think of it this way. When you plant a bamboo seed, you water it and care for it for months, sometimes years, and see nothing. Not a single sprout. It would be easy to conclude that the seed is dead. But beneath the surface, something incredible is happening. The seed is building a massive, complex root system, a foundation strong enough to support the incredible growth that is to come. And then, when the foundation is ready, the bamboo shoot explodes from the ground, growing dozens of feet in just a few weeks. You, in this lag time, are not failing. You are building your root system. This is reflected in our own biology. Neuroscience talks about neuroplastic lag, the physical time it takes for the brain to build and strengthen new neural pathways. You've decided to be abundant, but your brain has a superhighway of scarcity wiring built over decades. It takes time and repetition to prune those old connections and build a new network. In quantum physics, your new reality exists as a potential in the superposition state, a wave of infinite possibilities. Your job, by consistently holding a coherent state of being, is to stabilize that potential, to collapse the wave of possibility into the particle of experience. This is why we must redefine patience. Patience is not passive waiting. It is not sitting by the window, hoping for your package to arrive. True, quantum patience is active coherence. It is the discipline of maintaining the feeling of your new reality, regardless of what your senses are telling you. The great philosopher Seneca said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." You must end your focus on the old reality to allow the new one to begin. Trust, in this context, is not a soft emotion. It is a powerful, high-frequency vibration. It's the energetic state of knowing that the seed is growing, even when you can't see it. So let me say this. To you right now, you are not stuck. You are not blocked. You are in a sacred process of energetic harmonization. You are building your roots. And when you have the absolute knowing on the inside, the need to see the proof on the outside begins to fade away. That is true freedom. Let quote Essie bring this all together. We've seen that the body is the unconscious mind, running programs and chemical addictions from the past. We've learned that the key to breaking free from the survival loop of the past is not to think harder, but to feel deeper. It is the practice of coherence that rewires our nervous system, turning it from a prison of the past into a gateway to the future. This leads us to the central mantra of this work. Creation is not about trying harder, but attuning deeper. Can You imagine what life looks like from this state of deep attunement. It's a life where synchronicities are not rare surprises, but your normal daily experience. Opportunities, people, and solutions find you, not because you are chasing them, but because you have become a magnetic match for them. This is the fundamental shift from a reality of chasing to a reality of attracting. You are no longer trying to force outcomes in the external world. You are commanding your internal world, and the external world rearranges itself to match your new signature. The Nobel Prize-winning physicist Max Planck, the father of quantum theory, said, "When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change." He was describing this very process. You are not changing the world. You are changing the lens through which you experience it, and in doing so, you change your world. This leads to one of the most liberating messages you will ever hear. You don't have to do more. You don't have to force anything. Your primary role in creation is not to struggle and strive, but to achieve and maintain a state of internal harmony. Your only job is to feel so whole that you no longer notice what's missing. If this message is resonating deep within you, if you feel a stirring of recognition in your heart, that feeling is coherence. That is your inner wisdom confirming this truth. And this brings us to the ultimate realization, the climax of our journey today. It's time to elevate your identity. Let this sink in. You are not just a person trying to manifest a new life. You are the quantum field itself, experiencing its own infinite potential through the lens of your awareness. You are not separate from the universe you're asking things from. You are the universe, experiencing the joy of creation through you. Your nervous system is not a limitation. It is a gateway. And now you know how to open it. Step into your day with this knowing. The rewiring has begun. The harmony is growing. The miracle is not on its way. It is already unfolding within you. I have a question for you, based on what we've explored today. What is one old feeling or emotional state you are now committed to divesting from, and what elevated emotion will you practice instead? Share your commitment in the comments below to make it real for yourself and inspire others on this path. If you received value from this journey and want to continue exploring the intersection of science and spirit, please press like and subscribe to the Quantum Energy Shift channel. It would be an honor to continue this exploration with you. Until we meet again, stay conscious, stay connected to your heart, and above all, stay in coherence.